What's going on? TEP episode 64. I had it in my head.
Yeah, I should have gave you more time. You really been on it lately.
I have, man. So we here at TEP episode 64. You here with your boy Jew. I got my good friend brother here. Ed, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. You know, it's been an interesting week.
Okay.
Been not really, but like
introspectively.
Yeah, introspectively has been a heck of a week, man. I've been trying to understand what things mean and if they mean something or if they don't mean anything. And
yeah.
Shout out to Earlton.
Man. Shout out to Boo.
And Lil Mika, they kind of helped me figure some things out because it's kind of confused on things, man. So, you know, like when something out of sight, out of mind, it's just that, or it's like if something comes like, or if a person come up, it's normally by, because you bring them up, it don't just be from outside forces.
Okay.
There's been outside forces bringing a person up lately, and I didn't understand, like,
you trying to make sense of it?
Yeah, I was just trying to make sense of it, man, and made sense of it. So got some clarity on that, man. But I don't know, bro. You know, when I think when I first kind of got out the relationship, it kind of just took time for me and was just chilling out. You know, I wasn't even attempting to date and stuff, and then
right.
started dating, and it was fun. You know, just. Because you hadn't just really just been out there or just even getting to know somebody new in a while. And I think now I'm kind of, I've been feeling like this don't happen often, but you know, I'm human. Past call them weak, I guess. I kind of just been like burnt out, like just mentally exhausted when it comes to dating. Like I just... Either it just, I don't know.
Do you feel like you jumped out there too early?
No.
Like too quickly?
No, heck no. I didn't. I don't think I attempted to really date until I was like about 4 months removed.
That's good.
So it's not that. I guess I definitely, like I said, I'm at a year now, but more or less about a year. So. Nah, that's not the case. I just, like I said, I'm human, man. It's like, you know, you kind of, and then I always tell people, I was like, you know, like romance, love, and just all that's complex. It's not as, like simple as like, oh, I want to be an engineer. Okay, how I become an engineer? I'll go to school for it, get a degree. Like, I feel like professional aspirations is more clear cut and like, this is how you do this. Yeah. You know, like if I want to be a real estate agent, well, I got to get a real estate license. How do you get that? You got to go to the class. You know, like I feel like, not to say it's easier, but I feel like, or at least in my world, I feel like professional pursuits is easier than like romantic ones.
Well, you know, professional pursuits, just like,
it's more black and white.
It's more task driven. Yeah. You know what I mean? You can kind of see like, it's a clear cut way.
There's paths.
Yeah, paths, and you can see it.
Yeah, and it's like, this is how you do this. But like when it comes to like romance and love, and you're dealing with like personalities, and it's just way more gray and nuance, and it's like, it's just way more like it's no like way to ensure that if you do this, then you're gonna end up here.
Exactly.
And then it's like I say, because like then when it comes to that, you gotta think about people personalities. You know, do y'all even mesh? You know, and stuff. And like, I don't know, man. Like I said, I just been feeling like I said, normally I'm not gonna lie. I actually, I'm like one of those few people that actually like enjoy like getting to know people. Which is crazy because I'm definitely an introvert. But anyway, it's one of my things. I'm a paradox. I enjoy getting to know people, so it's not like that. But I don't know, like lately, like I said, I've just been like burnt out where it's like, I don't feel like doing that.
Yeah. You don't care.
Just straight up. No, it's just like I just don't feel like doing that right now, man. And like I said, I think I feel like mentally exhausted when it comes to like the whole dating thing right now, where it's like, especially too when you like, just.
Yep.
Like I say, I'm human. Like I say, it ain't like I'm like discouraged or like I know I'll meet someone at some point.
Yeah.
All that'll work out. Like I don't have that my faith hasn't wavered in that.
Yeah.
I'm just in real time.
Yeah.
A little tired.
Yeah.
Just a little mentally like just.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to something like personal relationships and just like that social side of your makeup, you have like your professional, your family, but your intimate makeups and things like that. Society would have you think that like it's almost like just like your professional career or your personal goals, hobbies. You also feel like intimate relationship is something that you should be working on as well, just like you work on your, you know what I'm saying? Like just like you're fostering your professional goals, you want to foster that too. And we kind of trick ourselves into this state of believing that we got to actively be doing that. And then if we're not, we ain't really doing nothing. You know what I mean? And that's when you get situations. I feel like that's when I find myself getting in situations that you're explaining. Like, I don't feel like doing that.
Yeah.
And then I start asking myself, why am I doing that? Because I feel like I need to. Like, I need to have somebody to talk to, or I need to be interacting with somebody on some level. Even if it's just figuring it out, like, sometimes you could just stop all of that and just chill. You know what I mean?
I'm about to say, like, the wild thing is, I love my life. I was presently constructed, and I don't mind being alone. That don't really affect me at all. But like I said, I think for me, it's just like it's more so focused on when I do feel just when it pertains to anything. When I feel like mentally exhausted, when I get to that point,
that's how you know it's a lot.
That normally mean I need a break.
Yeah.
It may not have to be extreme where it's months or a year, but like I need to just take time off. Like that's what it means. Because it's very seldom I'm like mentally exhausted. Like, and then like how I deal with that, for me personally, when it comes to mental exhaustion, I deal with that by just taking a break from whatever, if I can. Take a break from whatever just draining me, because me personally, I'm pretty even keel, so normally like it's not like one thing that could just like deplete me. It's like
you gotta be a multitude.
I always tell people, for stuff to get to me, it's that constant drip of water on the forehead. That's what drives me crazy. Like just that consistent, just over time it wear me down compared to just one thing. Okay. Take care of that. That's fine. Yeah. But yeah, man, I feel like for me, that's what mental exhaustion is. It's just kind of like when there's like something repetitive, like constantly over and over. That's when it like weigh on me, and I get to that point of just being mentally exhausted.
Is it fair to say that what also adds to the mental exhaustion, especially hearing you explain what you're explaining, is it because like love and relationships, that's like not an easy thing to figure out, right?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because most of the things,
I'm a pretty black and white guy.
But like, I feel like, sorry, I cut you off.
I'm about to say, and that's, I don't know. Like I said, when it comes to that kind of stuff, it's so nuanced and gray. It's dang near just gray.
Yeah, well, see, that's what I was saying. Like, for somebody that looks at things black and white,
I'm about to say, and it's me trying to apply my practical mindset. Because what do I say? It just don't make sense.
Pragmatic.
It just don't make sense. Like it literally doesn't make sense.
It don't click. Yeah, it's hard for that to click for people like yourself.
But how do you Okay, so to broaden the conversation, what areas in life do you ever experience mental exhaustion in? Well,
it's funny that we're even talking about this, because I felt burnt out last week, and it was work. It is actually it is a cornucopia of things. You know what I'm saying? But mainly was work.
Okay.
And it's because, like you said, like I just told you, like there's been a lot of changes, and like I've been in the field, but they're also expecting me to do this and do that. That I just felt a little bit overwhelmed, bro.
Yeah.
And I felt the weight of my position like impeding on me. You know what I mean? And just kind of like you, it's a steady drop of water because like every day you got your victories and your losses, your peaks and valleys. You know what I mean? But the valleys, they just seemed to, they started coming a little bit more like, dang, like it went from every 4 days to every 3 days, then from every 3 days to every 2 days, then to like every other, you know, and then it's like, man, like, I don't know, like, you know, this is a bad analogy too, but it's like that little Looney Tunes thing where like the soap keeps slipping, like it keeps slipping out my hands, like I'm trying to grab it, and I'm trying to get a grasp on it, but like every time I think like my hand's about to interlock, it slips right back out, and here I am like scrambling. If you watch the video, I'm doing it with my hands, but that's what.
That's just for me.
Pause, yeah, for sure. But anyways, like that's what it felt like last week, and for me, it does get overwhelming when I can't figure it out. Because I know I have a lot of confidence in the fact that I'm a guy that can figure out most things. You know what I'm saying? Like, it might not be quick. Excuse me, I'm sorry. It might not be quick or right there on the spot, but it is going to get figured out. You know, like, I'm going to find a way to, like, mitigate it and maintain it.
Yeah.
But what I was dealing with last week, and some of this week actually, tomorrow I'm actually working from home because I just told her, I said, man, I need some time. Like I'm a little burnt out, and I felt exhausted because like mentally, because I was using so much mental labor trying to right or wrong, trying to figure out what is going on. And every answer wasn't enough. You know what I'm saying? I was like, well, I can't do that because, you know, or this can't happen because, you know, but that's how it works. And, of course, personal life, you know, I've had some changes in my personal life, too.
Yeah.
So even just, like, figuring that out, that's just the added pressure. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I mean? But really, when you talk about mental exhaustion, it's something... It's a hard thing for us as men and us as black people and us as black men to kind of like deal with, you know, just because it's like such a, I don't want to even say struggle, but it's like very arduous to work through that. You know what I mean? And like I said a couple of episodes ago, I was like, I'm not a person that runs from feelings. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
I think it was about Thursday last week. I was at my job. I'm working. I'm, you know, working and stuff. And I'm just like, you know, I'm thinking to myself, like we say, you know, working my hands. So I'm thinking, I just had that like epiphany. It's like, man, I'm burnt out. I said, like, I'm tired. Like, I don't think I can go no more. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I felt a little trapped because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know, like, okay, Drew, you're feeling burnt out. What happens? Like, how do you figure this out? How do you cope? And I couldn't find an answer because, like, well, I need to work to make money. You know what I mean? And I don't want to just pop up and say, man, I can't go to work tomorrow. Which people do to me, which my employees do to me. And I'm the boss. So it's like, dang, if I do that, like, what am I setting, you know, example? But that's a little ramble. But that's how I felt, man. I was really exhausted. I've been exhausted this week kind of too, to be honest with you.
Yeah. That'd be hard to like.
It'd be hard to like admit
to people like when you're just feeling mentally exhausted. Because I done got to that point a couple times in my life where I was just like, like whatever. Like, because for me, which is what I was gonna ask you. I asked you first. How do you like recharge when you are mentally exhausted?
Mentally recharge. Okay. Well, first, let me tell you the signs. Let me tell you the telltale signs when you know Julius is exhausted.
Okay.
I self-deprecate. Drink a lot. Smoke. I probably get compulsive with eating. You know what I mean? Like, instead of just doing my little 1 meal a day, 2 days, I'm snacking a lot. And, you know what I'm saying? I go buy some what we like to eat, fried chicken or something, you know, to make myself feel good. And all I'm really trying to do is just mask a pain, to be honest with you. And I'm trying to just And it's funny because it's what the fast was about. But anyway, I'm distracting myself from real feelings with little momentary, you know what I'm saying, things that are just giving me gratification for a couple minutes, and then once it's gone, it's back to the problem at hand. You know what I mean? So that's the telltale sign, because like before you can recharge, you got to know that you need to be recharged. You feel me? You feel me? And I'm aware enough to know that that's what I sleep a lot, kind of like you. So I know I'm self-deprecating. You know what I'm saying? And I tell that to myself, like, dude, okay, like, you know, like, if you've been through it enough times, like in the deep enough way, you know what is happening, because like you're doing these things, like last night I watched the game pretty much by myself. I just was drinking, you know what I'm saying, watching the game, music, you know. And then I was like, okay, this got to stop. You know what I'm saying? But number one, to recharge is to first notice, you know, and acknowledge this is happening. But so how I recharge after that process, I got to do small things, small wins. I got to get my small wins throughout the day. Kind of like how the water drop constantly on, you know, to where you got to do that in reverse to get out of it. Yeah. So like, I go to the store, get my grocery shopping, go work out. These just little wins. But I know if I work out, I know I'm gonna eat good. If I eat good, you know what I mean? Like, I recharge like that. And then once I'm doing those little things, like, shoot, I could check in the mail every day instead of waiting till Friday. You know what I mean? Like little busy things like that. You know, call my mama. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. But that helps me get into a positive routine, which is not rewarding, because I don't want to do it for rewards, but it's like it is snowballing myself into more positive and healthier habits. Because if I don't go to the store, I will just buy chicken, which feeds into the self-deprecation. But if I go to the store, I'm gonna get them cucumbers and that kale and the stuff for the smoothies and stuff, you know? Yeah. Because that's what I get. So that's a big thing. And so it's not just like healthy. It ain't just like one big healthy thing or one big, like you said, one big swing, you know, that gets me back into it. Yeah. It's the little things. I got to get my small wins throughout the day. That's just how I work. You know what I mean? Like,
and that help you recharge.
That help me. It helps me. I'm sorry. That's what I was building up to. It gets me into the healthy routine that I'm thinking clear now. I'm thinking with more clarity, little sharper thoughts that I can sit down and say, okay, let's address it. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's get it done. Like, what's happening? This might be when I go for my walks and stuff like that. And that helped me recharge, because it's all a part of the, you know, each thing feeds to the other thing. And I take a walk, man. I ain't gonna lie. I do a lot of music listening. You know what I mean? And like, whatever I'm feeling, the music's gonna be an embodiment of that. You know what I mean? So there ain't no webby. You know, it might be a little Jada for me and Miko, but yeah, I do that, and I just assess. For me, it's all about assessment, bro. Assess, analyze, apply. You know what I mean? I assess it. Okay, you messed up. Analyze it. What's causing it? Okay, this is what we need to do to fix it. Then apply. Then I apply it. So I just got to be in good environments to get that stuff going, because I can get into a real bad, you know, routine. Like a rut. It'd be a rut, too. It'd be a rut, bro. But that was me last week, and funny enough, that was the week after the water fast. So after clarity came the exhaustion. But that must, I'm a man of faith, so that was the real. Okay, you didn't practice this for a week. Yeah. Now let's apply. And that helped me. I didn't even talk about my praying, because I be praying. You know what I'm saying? But that helped me put it into a nutshell. Like, okay, this how life is taking me right now. I just got to walk that path. But that's me, man.
I think for me, when I know I'm mentally exhausted, is when I like, cause I'm pretty even killed for the most part. So when something start like, I kind of have like a shorter fuse towards.
Okay,
that's when I know I'm getting to that mentally exhausted phase. When it's just like an instant, like just instantly snapping and reacting. That's when I know, okay, I'm getting mentally exhausted.
Yes, sir.
That when I just want to like, when they get to the point where it's just stuff that would normally be in my day to day, I just want to not engage.
Yes.
But I think that's the main one for me. Like I said, when I feel like when I have a short fuse, because that's not me normally. Like I might be annoyed, but when I start like just snapping and reacting and being like that, that's when I know like, okay, you might be mentally exhausted. So those two are my main telltale signs. I was gonna say when I don't be feeling like defeated. I just don't be wanting to like. It's just maybe I be feeling a little defeated when it comes towards that something too.
Okay.
I think that kind of go into me just feeling mentally exhausted. When it's like I know I can get through this, but like just right now, man, it's just hard to like in real time. Like I know I'm gonna get through it, but like right now in real time, I just don't feel that the greatest about it. And I think for me, in order to recharge is whatever it. Normally, I need to be by myself, just spend time with myself, because normally it's an external thing that's draining me. It's never just me by myself in a room. It's normally some type of external. If that's a person or a job, something. It's not just me with myself. I'm okay. I've been at war with myself and won or lost. I don't know. How does that work?
Maybe you won by losing.
Man,
hey, chill out,
get
bro.
rid of that ego.
Chill out, bro.
Gotta kill it, man.
Gotta kill it. Kill the boy so the man can grow.
Man, build and destroy.
Yeah, man, come on, bro. You go in there. Go ahead, man. I'm listening. I'm tapped in.
Yeah, man. So typically, if I'm like by myself, I'm fine normally. So for me, part of me recharging is just spending time with myself. Yeah, just myself. Because I enjoy myself. I'm cool by myself. I need to spend time by myself. Another thing is I need to like go out and be in like nature. If that's going to the trail, which is why I go to the trail. I try to go to the trail like every weekend that I can, because that's a big part of me just recharging anyway. Like, so I don't get to the point where I am like mentally exhausted. And just being out on the trail, man, and just getting outside of my normal day to day, and just that helped me recharge. Just being out in nature, being by myself, and I think them like the two main things, man. Just me spending some time by myself, just going for a walk, getting outside, whatever get me outside of my normal like just routine, but something that's why I like being out in nature, because it's peaceful, you know.
I was just about to ask you. So being by yourself and
yeah.
I was about to ask you, well, what does that allow you to do? You know,
it just, like I said, because it's normally external forces draining me, so it just allows me time to be by myself and
remove yourself.
Yeah, like from like just my day to day, because that's probably what's draining me.
And you know, like,
so just spend some quality time with myself, because you know that's important too, man. You know, you quality time with others, but you gotta spend that time with yourself too, man.
Yeah, I was actually about to say, like the self-care aspect about it. It's like when you got to do for you before you can do for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So your walks, my walks, you know what I'm saying, or my little small wins, these things prepare us.
Hey, or I'm sorry to cut you off. Or for me, part of me recharging, it might just be going to somewhere I like to eat by myself. Just sit there, enjoy my little meal,
and just be
there, bro.
I like to just be a face in the crowd,
bro. Ain't nobody
expecting me to say nothing.
Me. I ain't got to be accountable for nobody. I'm just I don't have to worry about nothing. I'm just take care of you. Yeah, that's all I got to worry about. It's just considering me, nobody else.
And that's what I was about to say. Like considering yourself, centering yourself, getting yourself in your own little zone or your own little mental headspace to where you can clear the things that you need to clear, You know what I'm saying? Analyze the things you need to analyze. When you do these self-care things, they prepare you to deal with the external forces.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm at peace with, you know what I'm saying, with everything is good with me. So when I do go back to work, I can handle this customer.
Because I was say mental exhaustion is an internal thing. So it's like
an internal, like, yeah.
And then too, it's like your approach when that battery all the way down gonna be different compared to it being charged all the way.
Yep, for sure. I can't. Hey, shout out to Lee. I can't pour from an empty cup. Man. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I can't pour. You know what I'm saying? I need to put some more water in there. I need time to refill. You know,
and that's what my therapist used to say. He was like. Your cup should be full and no one should take from your cup.
They should just add.
Yeah. Or at the very least, it don't be disruptive, but you're already full, so you're not looking. Because that's what be some people
get something.
Yeah, some people cup only be half full, so they be looking for somebody to pour into it. But it was like if your cup should be at at a high level on its own, because you did it. Yeah, then you wasn't dependent on nobody to fill your cup. But at that point, should nothing take from your cup? And if something take from your cup, you
don't need that.
Yeah, you don't need that.
You don't need that. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah,
and I really like that analogy. And it's so important that we're talking about this now. Going into like the spring and the summer and things like that, where like things gonna move a little bit more quickly. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be a lot of events and things like that, to where you can get burnt out. Like, and you know what? I'm about to ask you this. This is what I'm about to ask you, because it can be an added measure of exhaustion when you're somebody like yourself that takes on like a lot of responsibility. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with me. I have a lot of responsibility, just professional, personal. Shoot, we both men, you know what I mean? So the people we deal with, our friend group, you know what I mean? Whoever you involved with, even as a man, as somebody who's like, you're a person that gets looked at for direction. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I know when you're exhausted and your mental and your battery is low, it's like, dang, like what we do now? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And sometimes being a person in that position, you be like, man, like I wish I could muster up something to be that guy, but I just can't right now. Like,
and I think that's the part of me being alone, because that way I don't have to consider no one else but myself. Because even if people don't ask me to, I just naturally am a considerate person. So if I'm around anybody, I'm gonna naturally be, But when I can only worry about when I'm alone, I'm only worried about me,
Yeah,
so that's why a part of that recharge for me is I gotta be alone. That's part of it, just being alone.
No, yeah. See, and that right there is why I said I need the small wins. Because if you noticed in my telltale signs, I said I sleep a lot.
Yeah. And
sometimes me being by myself, it like lends itself to, you know what I mean? Like I am not a finished product. I'm still working on myself. I guess I'm still at war. I'm in another war, okay? Hey, I'm in another war, okay? So like the being by myself in a negative manner could lead to me going to sleep, laying on the couch, laying in the bed. But if I got those small wins that help me recharge, I'm going to use the idle time with me being by myself to focus my mind on something positive, or something constructive. Which constructive is always a positive thing for me. Anything constructive is positive for me, and that's why I was explaining the small wins, because I gotta keep myself in that. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep myself in that little mode. So when I get the time by myself, like I deserve, I'm gonna use it for the good, not for the bad. And that'd be important. You know what I'm saying? And to the person listening to this, that could be listening to this, and they're thinking like, dang, how did Ed even get to that level where he can do that? Can you explain how did you even get there? Like, to a point where you can like see these things within yourself and work on them and get yourself to a point where you know what you need and things like that.
Oh,
if you don't mind me asking, you ain't got to go.
Nah, I mean, unfortunately, I can't really give a detailed. I mean, I feel like that just go along the lines of just your journey of self-discovery, man, and trial and error. Heck, the first time I felt mentally exhausted, I didn't know what that was. I thought that was some type of physical exhaustion. Yeah. I was like, I don't know. I went to sleep and physically I'm good. It's mentally and how do I feel better? And like I say, for me, that was just a journey of self-discovery. I just go do some activity and realize, oh, okay, now I feel better. Or, okay, I just got away from everything and everybody and it was just me. Spent some time by myself and I just feel recharged now. So, I mean, like I said, for me, just knowing what I need just came from trial and error and trying different things. And it was like, oh, well, that don't really make me, that didn't help. Or, okay, now I feel better. So, like I said, for me, that was just trial and error is how I figured out what I need when I feel like mentally exhausted and like, yeah, and just kind of like I say, just listening to my body and like I say, I did some things and I just was like, oh, I feel better. Like I say, and it wasn't like those were the first things I tried. You know, I went a lot of different routes, but I was like, well, nah, don't none of this, don't none of this move the needle for me. Yeah, you know?
Yeah. No, I think that's important, and I would say also it's like, knowing, I could say something vague like, yeah, you just got to know yourself. But people still discovering themselves. Yeah. Everybody not there. You know what I mean? No. Like, everybody ain't there. So in those times like that,
I'm about to say, heck, that came in the last few years where I knew how to deal with mental exhaustion. Because I used to just try to
power through it.
Yeah, or if it was like, say, because at one point I would be mentally exhausted from work, so I thought the answer was, okay, work hard, party hard.
You know what? I just had the thought. I used to do that, and that would be. I thought that if I did that so much and ignored it enough, it'll go away.
See, for me, I thought, okay, that'll balance.
That'll alleviate.
It didn't.
And I'm about to say, that thing's still there.
I'm about to say, I'd come home just tired because not only did I was drained from my work, but I just went out. But it'd be that time where I just finally made it home by myself, cut something on. It's like, oh,
your mind goes straight to it.
I was like, oh, this is what I needed, just to chill the heck out by myself, you know. As far as being mentally fatigued, you know. So. But I know that's like hard for people to realize. And heck, some people probably don't even notice that that's what it is. Like, what is it? Mental exhaustion
instead of you're right.
I think you physically just had a long day, but nah.
Well, this is what I was leading to. I said I could have said something vague like, you gotta know yourself, right? I think the most important thing to do is to realize it and take action, because you have to take action to go at least to the party to see. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you realize that wasn't for you. That's the trial and error right there, folks. You know what I mean? Like, I did that didn't work. I went on this walk and I felt great. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or I went and did, whatever, and I felt great. I went fishing and I felt great after that. That's what it is. You know what I mean? And you'll know, because it's easy to know. Like, kind of like one of them things when you know, you know.
Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah. Like I say, some people think it might be fishing. Some people just, they need to get on the game.
Yeah, some people like to get on the game. Yeah, some people
say different strokes for different folks,
Yeah. I'm just thinking about that more deeply because, like...
But I do know that, like, the fact that we do get to address that...
Address what?
Like, being mentally exhausted. That's a privilege, because some people don't have that privilege to where they just gotta
keep going,
push through it. Oh well.
They gotta keep going.
Them kids gonna be hungry still.
Yeah, and they gonna say
bills don't stop coming.
Exactly.
Been tired since I was. That's why you just angry and uptight and just can't see that the sun is shining. But you gotta
breathe sometimes. Look up. Look up and breathe. But I said I was thinking about it like a little bit more, deeply because I had a really troubled week last week when I was exhausted. Like, and I told my boss. Actually, I had a call with my boss Tuesday, and I was telling him. I said, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I'm a little burnt out right now. And I was thinking to myself so much. I just had to tell somebody because it'll materialize, And I told her, like, man, I was overwhelmed last week, bro. Like, I can't lie to you, That's another thing, like the overwhelming feeling for me. It confuses somebody like me who is used to having things under control. Who finds comfort in, like, okay, I got this over there, I got that over there. That's working like that, that's working like that, so we good.
Yeah.
But when I'm under a barrage of requests and things like that, in the workplace, I have a personal leadership position with my personal life, and it's like I got to get that under control. And I know I kind of beat myself up because, like, man, these things aren't happening because I'm not doing nothing. But it's like, dang, like when am I gonna get the time to sit by myself and and declutter this stuff? And instead of just taking the action to do it, I just start getting this overwhelmed, feeling, and that's what kind of like makes me so exhausted because it's like I'm expending energy to think about the problem, but I'm not using the energy in a way that'll create a solution.
Yeah,
and that's where a lot of my exhaustion comes from in times like that. Like why am I thinking about this so hard, but not coming up with no resolution? Like, come on, man.
Yeah. And I think I was just kind of thinking it sparked a thought in my mind where you was talking about first you got to admit that you exhausted because and I kind of go into what we had said a while ago where you got to allow yourself to feel what you feeling.
Yeah,
because you might just try to ignore it, but that's when you keep having that same feeling and you're not addressing it yet because you just like kind of ignoring it because it's like, oh, I kind of feel that, oh, nah. But then it's like, nah, like I am this, and that's okay, like yeah. And I think that'd be the thing too, is like, as you like growing as a person and, kind of develop emotionally, it's not that you don't still have certain feelings. It's just that you know how to like address those feelings and deal with them. Yes. And I think that's a thing when it comes, like I said, for mental exhaustion. Like I just had to like just come to terms with that. Yeah. Today I was like, no, you feel that way, and it's okay. Like I'll do this week. Like because I told myself I was like, oh no, this weekend for me, I'm not. I ain't interacting really. It's just gonna be me. I'm gonna go to my quesadilla spot that I like. There you go. I'm gonna sit right there, watch a game, maybe have a beverage. Told you I was gonna finally watch the Batman movie. Yeah. So I was like, nah, bro, this weekend those just things for that me, you like. Just go. Of course, I'm gonna go hike. Just stuff I enjoy doing, Right. And that's the real thing about it, right? Mental exhaustion or coping with it, or mental health, because this is really what this is linked to. Yeah. Some people it might come in the form of depression to some people, or anxiety, or whatever you're going through. But the solution to it is to not. The solution isn't no more problems, because problems are going to come. Yeah. The solution is equipping yourself with the tools and assets and resources to deal with it when they come. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, keep going. That just made me think of another way I know when I am getting mentally exhausted is when I start being anxious. Oh yeah, and I felt anxious for like the first time in like at least 6 months. I felt anxious recently. Okay, I've been feeling anxious, and that's when I knew. I was like, "Why are you like?" I haven't felt anxious in so long. And I was like, oh, nah. And that's when I knew, too, because I was like, I used to, feel, and it was linked to my mental exhaustion, but I hadn't felt that in so long. I was kind of like, that's what really, like, gave me a cause for pause, and I had to look and be like, something ain't right. Like, this ain't no little something. This is like
no, this here.
You depleted once you start having that feeling.
Mm-hmm. And I tell myself, like, when stuff like that happening, that much it's here until you address it.
Mm-hmm.
I can drink as much as I can, I can smoke as much as I can, but when all that's over, that mud's still gonna be sitting right there on your brain, bro. You know, like
that's the thing too.
And it's gonna come up. Mm-hmm. It might not come up today. It might not come up for this little weekend. You off for, you know, or you gone went to a trip or something. When all the vibe calms down, bro, that was
them thoughts.
No, you're gonna be right there with it, man, and like that's what I can't allow myself to just accept as like a normal thing. Mm-hmm. You know, like this thing gotta get addressed. So, yeah. No. This really some real talk, bro. Because I actually kind of needed this little discussion because, you know, this, you know, we try not to be that type of podcast, but like, it be hard as a black man sometimes, man. I be battling with so many different like responsibilities that I don't even know why I feel like I'm responsible for. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I'm trying to be an upstated man because I want to be an upstated man, and not because somebody telling me I should. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm innately a good person, but like, I don't want to like overdo the good person character. You know what I mean? Like. Or like, I gotta stay on the up and up and stay positive for like, I don't know, people that's looking. You know what I'm saying? Like these little things that I don't even know why I don't think I should be responsible for, but I am. Mm-hmm. And that stuff kind of exhausts me too. Like, man, am I doing the right thing? Am I making the right decision? You know what I mean? Like these little, like, those are little questions I ask myself. Those gotta be like the little raindrops. You know what I mean? Like those little questions like, am I doing this right? Did I say this right? Do they think that I'm coming off like this?
Yeah, I'm about to say, it just be like sometimes just your day-to-day responsibility. Like,
yeah, day-to-day responsibility.
Because
yes.
like where I work, man, I'm one of two people of color, but I'm like the only African American. So I feel like, man,
you representing. Yeah, but like, why do you feel like you got to represent?
that's another episode.
You know. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. So it just be that stuff and making sure you, like you said, just representing you and what you represent the right way. And, but I mean, that's the norm for me. And like, I think I get my little personal recharge from that when I just come home and can just be who I am and there's no one around. I don't have to
You ain't with no man.
Uphold myself to a certain standard. I can just chill and relax. You know, I don't have to be worried about tone. I'm just
body language and stuff like that. Yeah,
stuff that you just normally got to consider is like, nah, I'm just here, just watching the game. Just relax. I'm just on the couch.
Yeah, and I can express myself how I want to. You know what I mean?
Yell at the TV. I can.
No, real talk, man. Real talk. That's how it be. But like I had a confusion last week, and I didn't think I had enough of these type of conversations to get me through it while it was happening. And to be honest, I think this is the conversation that's helping me get over it. Really, to be honest, be honest with you, because like this is the only time I talked about it like in depth. I told my boss I felt overwhelmed, but that was it.
Yeah,
I talked to my mama yesterday, but I ain't tell her why. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But like that's why this is Transferable Experience podcast. Like, you know what I mean? Like somebody else probably going through the same thing.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's shoot.
You know,
some people for sure go through just being mentally exhausted, and
you know. And I think about it like you say. You think about it like. And this is me by myself. I don't got no kids, no wife, and nothing like that.
Yeah,
like,
I can just imagine you got all them added pressures.
Yeah, that's a different type, and
when you got that responsibility to provide for not just you but others. Yeah, man, I think, it's important to figure out, what helps you recharge, and so your cup don't get completely empty. It's,
and I want to redact the word I use, I think, in this podcast. I said cope. I don't think cope is the right word, right? You shouldn't want to cope with nothing, right?
I mean, people have coping mechanisms.
Yeah, but like,
are they healthy?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, but coping with something that's kind of like
you're not really addressing.
You're not really
just masking it, or
you kind of alleviating it until it comes back around. Like that's when I hear coping.
Because when I think of coping, I think of like if it's a hole in the wall, you just put a piece of paper over it.
Yeah,
You don't fix the hole.
Think about it. Like if you came here, you saw that, you're like, "Dude, what happened?" I'm like, "Oh man, I punched a hole in the wall. We just coping with it right now." Like that'd be the sentence, right?
Yeah.
And the connotation be like, "Oh dang, well he ain't really fixing it, but I guess we just gonna act like it ain't there." You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's when I hear the word cope. You got a definition for us?
Yeah, I was gonna read it out loud once I got it.
Oh, okay.
It says for coping mechanism, it says an adaptation to environmental stress that is based on conscious or unconscious choice, and that enhances control over behavior or gives psychological comfort.
Yeah, I mean I get that.
That's unconscious or unconscious choice, and that enhances control over behavior or gives psychological comfort.
But I don't think that's what I hear when I hear coping. Right? Is that what you hear?
Because when I hear coping, I don't know if that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Coping is like sure. It's like the word sure, like, or fine. Like, it ain't really, it's not affirming nothing, but it ain't pushing nothing away.
Well, I guess, I don't know, maybe coping itself is like, you can cope in a lot of different ways. Some ways can be healthy, some ways can't be healthy. But I think normally in the context, you normally hear that if somebody coping with something, they normally mean that they're not handling it in the best of ways, or they're like ignoring it, or doing something to ignore it.
Well, like the last part of your definition you read, it says enhances psychological comfort. Like that's such a fine way of saying. But we're just going to alleviate this until we find like an actual way to address it. That's what it sounds like to me.
And some people just,
like
don't ever actually address it. They just use coping mechanisms.
I grew up around a lot of like addicts, okay? And like when we used to say coping, like, oh yeah, they coping right now. Like it ain't really like they kick the habit, but they doing something right now that's trying to like get them to the point where they can. You know what I'm saying? Begin to fight that disease or whatever, Or like in hospitals and stuff like.
I don't know what word would be better than coping, but I get what you're saying.
Well, no, I want to replace the word because I used it like the ways I was talking about ways I cope with it. I think it's ways that I respond. I think respond might be a better way of saying like what I use to get through the mental exhaustion. This is how I respond to it,
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Not really cope with it, but yeah, I had just thought about that because I didn't want to get that impression that like, I mean, some people got to do that though. Like, there's a lot of coping done before you actually work towards a solution. So, whatever.
But yeah, this has been.
Well, y'all gonna we got to get your son's tape.
It's my son's tape.
Phoenix Suns.
We winning it all.
Okay,
that was easy.
Well, the last episode we was talking about 2 episodes ago, we was talking about Pelicans and Clippers. We got the Pelicans, so how do you feel about?
Oh, if we get through them, we're gonna get through the Mavs.
We're gonna smash.
Then the Western Conference, that'll be a battle, but we'll get through that, and we'll just face whoever come out the East, which might be
Boston or Miami,
or maybe Philadelphia. Step up to the plate.
Yeah, I ain't got no fear of feeling.
So
I don't really feel nobody in the East.
Nah, not the East. I feel like if you make it through the West,
we beat the Warriors. We can make it through the Warriors.
But see, the Warriors, they're gonna have a long day with Memphis not gonna lay down. Memphis don't have losing their heart,
and they match up good with them.
Yeah, so, that's why I say I think the Warriors got a tougher path to the Western Conference Finals than us. Because we're gonna beat the Mavs. It's literally Luka. That's all you have.
He gonna wheel 2 games though.
Yeah, but it won't be enough.
It won't be enough. And to be honest, I think we'll smash Memphis. I felt
like Memphis at some point, their youth and inexperience gonna show in the playoffs.
So we would smash Memphis.
I mean, honestly, the Timberwolves done had a few games that they
should have won, gave away.
Because of they,
you could say the last 3 games.
Yeah, because of their youth.
Yeah,
and lack of experience. So that's why I say I feel like they'll implode at some point. Maybe they make it. It may be a Bengals story.
And hey, chill out. And I'm gonna whisper this. You know me, I be tapped into the rumors. You know, I follow sports pages. They say that boy Book might be back next game.
Yeah, I'm about to say he's not even that hurt. So
they say he cleared one protocol.
Yeah, I've seen that. So we'll get through it. I don't think we need him to get through the Pelicans.
No, we don't.
It might go to 7 though, because they have been playing well.
Brandon Ingram, he got my respect.
They've been playing well in New Orleans, but the thing is about them, they're not really like a true 8th seed. They more so like a 6, 5, even. Yeah, but you know they just kind of came on late in the season.
Got McCollum after the trade. Yeah,
but now if they had Zion, it'd be a long day, especially without Booker. We wouldn't get it done. But luckily, we don't got to worry about that. So
I was happy. Okay, my last take. Not a sports podcast, but I'm a Suns fan, so I'm gonna say this. I tweeted yesterday. I say I better see Aaron Holiday on that court. He put him on that court. Monty, I don't think Monty was using enough of his bench. I think he thought he can get it done with his 12, with his first 8. I mean, but then he realized, like, okay, I got to throw him more.
But Mikal Bridges, that was his game yesterday, man.
I respect that.
That was his game. I mean, Chris Paul started off more aggressive because he needed to, but Mikal Bridges won that game. He had 4 blocks. He did it on both ends.
And you know he's perfect from 3. He didn't miss no 3 points.
He stayed perfect from 3. Because I know at one point he was 4 for 4. I didn't know.
He stayed there. He didn't shoot no more. So it's 4 for 4. But
man, we looking good still, man. Like I said, the West just ain't no walk in the park.
I think the West. Oh, sorry, never mind. I just think the West got a lot of teams that like lock in the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's all I'm gonna say. I ain't gonna get too. TEP episode 64.
Remember to do all the things on all the things.